Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back in Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. We're sort of where we left off. Apparently, the conduits are like your checkpoints. So while you can save manually, that's where you fall back to. If that makes any sense. Now we're moving onward. So last video we killed the crocodile. Now we are continuing on. I like this. Feels like a very much of a throwback of like a 360, late 360 game. This could have definitely fallen in line with Kingdoms of Amalur and
By the north wind. Such a grand city wall. This must be Aphes.
Asterigos, Curse of the Stars.
They must have found a way to get in somewhere around here.
It's a very pretty game. Yeah, I feel like it's... I mean, you could probably compare it to like Enslaved and Kingdoms of Amalur. Oh, here's another conduit. Activate it. And you could probably put it alongside things like Skyrim and Mass Effect around that whole 2012 time, where all those ARPG bangers were coming out, Dragon's Dogma. This could have definitely thrived around that time. Alright, so that's our last checkpoint.
That's?
Northwind Legion grave. Various items of Northwind Legion equipment are placed upon this grave, judging from the names written on them. This is Hafthor and Gunnarsson's final resting place.
This is a Northwind Legion grave. From the looks of it, it was dug recently. Hathor and Gunnarsson. I don't know why you were buried here, but may the wind guide your souls.
That's really cool. I noticed this, I think she did that once in the last video. Writes in the journal. I really find that cool. I really like all the ambient kind of leaves falling and bugs flying around and fog, and it makes it a little more lively around here.
Judging by its direction, I should be able to get into the city from here. Wow. What a terrifying magical aura. Even the forest is filled with strange monsters I've never seen before. And if that's the case, the city must also be... No, don't think about that. I need to focus on completing my mission.
Things have gone really ominous fast.
To think that Hafthor and Gunnarsson died. What the hell could have happened with Operation Ashwind? Their last report just mentioned someone living in Aphes. There hasn't been any word from them since. I really am worried about them.
Game really needs a flashlight.
Guide me to my father soon. Please, I'll do anything.
Not a fan of it getting deeper. I really like the lighting in here. This is pretty fantastic. Just the steady fog, ominous fog in the background.
Oh, we better not fall in. I never did pass the Legion's swimming test. I hate this field. Like the water's bottomless.
Oh, here we go. What do we have here? Alright, some 4 fragments. Runaway's Diary number 1. That worthless wretch, Marble. All he does is impose martial law. Who knows if he's planning to rule Aphes alone? Can he live to Asterigos? Looking at the state of the people that are in and how the army has lost control of all the areas, I would say Aphes is gone for good. Unfortunately, I made preparations long ago, and I'm getting out of this damn place. I have no clue if you guys could hear me right now. That's not the best location for a note to read off. I didn't really need that because apparently it topped out at 20. Been playing a lot of Weird West lately, so when I stared at that rope earlier, I kind of wanted to grab it. Because it's one of the resources in the game that's extremely useful to kind of get to hidden areas. Take a look at this water. Very murky. I wonder if you could fall in there. I don't want to find out, but... Oh, here's a note. Anything around here?
Up ahead. That energy's different from what I've seen before. Is it some sort of magic? What the?
Oh.
Let us out of here! Why can't we leave? The Archon has ordered that anyone who wants to leave Athes must undergo strict investigation. I didn't spread the magic curse! I have a pass and proof of assets. You have to let me leave. I do not. You need to reapply for the pass. So go to the plaza and don't...
Help! Monster! Someone just turned into a monster!
What?
He had a starlight in his hand, and then he suddenly...
May the three bless us. We're all doomed.
Flashback kind of feels like The
Image
Division.
magic?
You guys
Is
played
it
that
something
before.
happened in Aphes? Could it be related to the curse? There are so many incredible phenomena here.
Alright, let's move on. Break everything in sight. Uh-oh. There we go. Hopefully we'll find something soon. Oh, hello, buddy.
Stop right there.
Oh, I guess you're
Wait,
not a buddy.
Are you from Aphes?
And from the looks of you, you're with the Northwind Legion, but a child.
You know of the Northwind Legion. Have you seen any others?
No time for that now. You're coming with me.
Damn it!
Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. I broke his shield. Oh, I really need to get out of that whole scenario. Dang it. It gets me like every time. Man, he just has these like everywhere. Well, that's fair. We're getting close.
Not bad. Now it's time to show you the might of Aphes Legion.
Oh, well, that's cheap. Why do they even have us fight him if we're not gonna actually be able to beat him? That's just dirty. So close. And then he just does one kill shot. Fun though, fun fight. But you're basically gonna
She
lose.
really a Northwind warrior. Looks like she's just a child.
She also had this order on her, mistress.
What's more, mistress, if you'll pardon my interruption, she's wearing that necklace.
Very well. Let me examine her to check her magic synergy. What
She's awake.
Is that jerk ass?
We need to talk, outsider.
Huh? What is this place? By the North Wind, you all look...
Strange?
Just who exactly are you? Are you Aphesians?
Yes, we're Ephesians. Aristoi, to be precise. And it was I, Minerva, who gave the order to capture the Northwind Legion's men. Fortunately for me, you're the one we encountered. It seems this is the fate the three have bestowed upon us.
What are you going to do to me? And what's an Aristoi?
Easy now. Aristoi only means that we are of the noble class. What's your name, child?
Hilda.
Hilda. You came in the name of your country's royal house to look for Commander Harold, yes?
You went through my things?
Calm yourself.
Rude.
There's more. I conducted a magical detection test on you. That's how I know you're no ordinary scout. You're also Harold's daughter.
You...
I'll take that as an admission. Moving on then. There's something I'd like to
Did do like a
discuss with you.
DNA test on me while I was asleep?
Replay the echo.
Yes, mistress.
Human. As luck would have it, I'm looking for your new friend.
No, not luck. I came for you. It's comforting to see you out and about, but please, stop any contact with Harold. He is of vital importance to me.
Look at what you've made them do.
I like how her head
Savaged
moves
human.
based off of
You
who's
brought
talking.
chaos to the city.
That is my intention. They are excellent in
Little
combat,
details like
and make
that are
highly
really nice.
effective paths. And I plan to achieve my goal with the help of these outsiders.
You're willing to destroy everything for your own agenda?
Such hypocrisy coming from you. You know full well that this city is nothing but a fading illusion. Yes, a few soldiers died, but so what? Anyone who tries to stop me must pay.
You go too far, human. Release those outsiders immediately. Your actions will bring danger to all of us.
Pathetic. Do you honestly think I can be dissuaded by your scorn and raised voice? Our relationship is long buried. And as for Harold, he will not listen to you. He has no choice but to do what I ask. What's more, the outsiders are completely at my mercy. Is there any argument more clear? You can't help Harold, and you know it. He will not listen to you. To a certain degree, he is more tenacious than even me. Time is up. I've said all I am going to say, and I'll be taking my leave now. And Minerva, I think it would be best if we don't see each other again.
Mic off. Mic on.
Father! What's the meaning of this?
Simply put, your father's legion met with danger. The Echo Stones record events that have happened in the city. They are the pure, unadulterated truth. Any questions?
Ask about what happened to the city. I guess people like you. How many are there in Athes? You probably think Athes is a cursed wasteland, but in reality it's not. There are still many people trying to live normal lives. There are commoners, soldiers, and even local gangs of ruffians. Just that, because of magic, we can't leave the city. Why? You don't need to know. Or rather, what I should say is, you'll soon know, or you'll know soon enough. It's weird how that doesn't have audio. Ask about what happened to the Northwind Legion. What happened to the Northwind Legion here? The gangs of the Black Streets have been watching them ever since they arrived. The War Axe likes to capture outsiders who venture into the city and use them for their own ends. Your legion escaped, but now they've encountered even greater trouble. Is it something to do with that Humanities guy? Yes, all of the troubles here are connected to him. Who is that man named Humanities? It doesn't sound like my father is willing to work with him. What's that about? He's the one who let the curse into the city and made us like this. He? Did that to the entire city on his own? But from what I know, Athes has been cursed for 1,000 years. That means you. It's as you think. We've used these suffering bodies to live for 1,000 years. Wait, you've lived for 1,000 years? That's impossible. In short, as of right now, Humanities is undoubtedly Athes' most cunning and dangerous enemy. He used your father's sense of duty to manipulate the Legion. He has also tried to stop me from finding a way to lift the curse. Why does he want to stop you? What's his motive? What is the curse? How can you recover from it? I know you're shocked, but could you wait while I ask these questions? Why? I haven't asked about more personal things yet. I know you're still wary of me. It's not like I can completely trust you either. You'll need to increase your value here first before we can be more open with each other, don't you think?
So not only was my father threatened by this Humanities, but he was also manipulated into doing his dirty work? But they just came to investigate Aphes. How did it end up like this?
Is that so? As I see it, your people shouldn't have come here in the first place. I won't harm anyone in the Northwind Legion. However, the best thing for everyone is for all of you to leave as soon as possible. If you're willing to work with me, we may be able to end this disaster with the fewest casualties. What do you think?
If it means my father and fellow soldiers will be safe, I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
I see. Well then, on behalf of all the adherents here, I welcome you. For now, you can rest a while. You may also speak with the others here and get your gear and weapons in order. Once you're ready, come find me, and we'll discuss our plans for working together.
Talent. From now on, you can select which talents you want to develop and master your preferred weapons and abilities. The Shelter. This is the Shelter, a region controlled by the adherents. It is also a safe area in this game. Try talking to every person in the shelter to learn more about Athes. Right. Minerva is the leader of the adherents. She will assign important missions via the war table, which record the situations in each of the major regions of Athes. So this is the war table. Again, the war table feels a little bit like Fable. And not gonna lie, Sea of Thieves. What's your deal, buddy? Why were you a jerk to me?
Ha! You look to be in good shape.
Stop checking
What?
me out, weirdo.
Don't look at me all nervously like that. I'm the one who should be nervous.
Pervert.
There aren't many who can push me into going all out, especially not a child like yourself. You don't seem very convinced. I know that feeling. When you feel just inches from striking back. Probably feels terrible. Take it. Hopefully, this can give you some relief.
I'd rather have another opportunity to learn from you than a gift.
Ha! Learn from me? It's obvious that you're just looking for a chance at revenge.
Of course.
But to tell the truth, I like your spirit. How about a formal introduction? I'm
Bion.
Mistress Minerva's guard captain. I'm in charge of work arrangements and operational command in the shelter. I'm also the one who retrieved that echo you just listened to. Now then, aside from tips on how to defeat me, is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Bion, the guard captain. As the captain of Minerva's guard, Bion is in charge of the adherent soldiers, as well as providing information about missions. He is also a combat training partner.
Yes? Ha! Feel like sparring?
Talk. You look pretty young. How did you get so strong? Athes places great importance of the development of military officers, so all Astral or Aristo must undergo training from a young age. And because of my family, I couldn't fail. So I passed the selection and climbed the ranks all the way until I became Centurion. I believe that only through repeated rigorous training can we hone the perfect combat and magic skills. I must say, you held your own, but with your weaponry and starite on your side, even Anabare's best will have a hard time competing with us Athenians. Don't underestimate us. I'll definitely beat you the next time we spar. Got drive. Good. Talk to somebody else.
The glory of the three.
The glory of the three. What did he give me? Probably other than herpes. Break that? No. Where's the other chick? She's on the other side of the room. Really like the detail. Very nice. Subtle work everywhere. Who you be? Roxanne?
Did I disturb your sleep?
I'm very much awake, and I have a terrible headache. But first, welcome to our home sweet home, the shelter. You may address me as Lady Roxanne. I'm the steward here. Luckily for you, most of my work doesn't involve you. Of course, if you'd like to chat with me and I happen to have some free time, I can tell you some things about this city.
Alright, no problem.
He's a bit rude.
If I may be so bold as to ask, there's something I'm quite curious about. Why are you, a girl, coming here as a warrior?
In our country, anybody can be a warrior. I don't understand what you mean.
So you willingly cast off your dresses. I see. Let's talk about something else, child. Otherwise my headache will return.
Roxanne, the steward. Roxanne is the chief housekeeper of all the adherents. You can help in analyzing Echo Stone's important source of information regarding the past and present of Athes. Roxanne also assists you in the managing of the storehouse. Any items that are above your backpack carrying limit will be stored here. You can collect these items from Roxanne when you return to the shelter.
What do you need?
Can you tell me what the adherents are doing here? Pursuing knowledge, preserving culture, saving the city. We're busy with many things here, not just escaping arrest. Arrest? What we do here isn't allowed by the idiot of an Archon. He thinks that the mistress' activities will affect his status and his foolish curfew order. So we've come here with great determination. That's why you're hiding in the sewer? We're just biding our time. Okay. So we heard from her, we heard from him. Mind your manners. She sounds like she's from Diablo. Oh, here we go. You Thundercat? Whoa, too close to you. Aloy's little sister. Fuck the cat lady.
Is there
Or
anything
Foxy.
Whoa! Sorry, sweetie. Your appearance gave me quite a shock. Though, I'm probably the one who'd scare you.
It's alright. I'm not scared.
You're pretty brave. Not all the adherents are so accepting, but you look completely unfazed. Guess you're not the average outsider, are you? I admire that. I'm Vulcane. I'm the smith here. I'm also in charge of our weapons and armor. I'm pretty good, if I do say so myself. Wanna see?
Vulcane the Smith. Vulcane is the shelter's blacksmith. She is able to use Athesian technology to enhance Hilda's weapons and increase their power. Vulcane can also make the protective trinkets commonly used by Athesians. These trinkets contain magic that can effectively strengthen Hilda's defense.
Hey, sweetie, what's up?
May I ask you? And here I thought you wouldn't be curious about my appearance. You held out for quite a long time, like 5 seconds. As you can see, all Athenians have skins that turn purple or blue, and their bodies are almost completely crystallized. We can only rely on stardust to survive. I was just the same until I underwent the secondary mutation. Secondary mutation? What's that? That's a long story behind it. If you go deeper in Athes, you'll understand in no time. Before that, though, it would be best if you had me maintain your weapon. That sounds like a personal question to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. These people don't look like anybody's. Not anybody worthy of my time. Taller than me, though. That's kind of rude. So, there's a checkpoint outside, the checkpoint here. I really like the world building. It's very nice on how they kind of just make it lively and full. All chatting, and let's activate this. So leave. Granted, we could rest, but it's kind of pointless since our health is full. Talk to a guard. Don't buy them. This is the way to Argus Bazaar. And through the streets you can arrive at the Stella Mine and Bethalian Academy, or Filane Academy. Not where you should be going now. Telling me what to do. What are we doing over here? Praying. This is like a very massive underground sewer system here. You guys need pants. Statues are really nice. It'd be nice if we had unlimited stamina though, in safe areas. What are you guarding here? This is the way to the Black Streets. You must obtain the mistress' permission before you can proceed. Really like your glowing eyes. Creepy as shit, but... This is a duty board or just ambiance? Thought it was gonna be like The Witcher and you could have a job board. Or Skyrim or Kingdoms of Amalur. Alright, let's go downstairs. Let's check that out. That's really cool. Nice shield and arrows. Can I go down here? Yeah, I went that way, so we'll go down here. See what's here. This is a very vast and busy area. Honestly, I'm getting kind of vibes of Universal and Disney theming. Dark rides. Easy in education, starting with the temple and the schools. In year 1352 of the Age of Knowledge, Athes made a full effort to promote universal education and freed citizens of class restrictions. Even slaves and commoners can study basic knowledge at legally accredited schools and receive preferential treatment. Basic curriculum includes reading, writing, music, and other such disciplines. If a child is born into the citizen class or higher, they must attend school and receive an education at age 9. Beyond the basic curriculum, there are classes on history, debate, sports, and basic usage of starite. These courses are limited to the Aristio, but senators led by you are striving to portion has been defaced. Access to comprehensive universal education. For an old world, they have a very vast knowledge. Probably more than what you would expect. I really like all the glowing here. It's really nice. Assuming these are gods. QB. So this is out, I think, on the other side of Vulcan or Vulcane or whatever her name is. So we'll go down now. Episode might be a little longer because not a whole lot of action, but there's a lot of story building. Wait, there is a scroll here. Did I? Where was it? There's another scroll. I don't think I clicked on it. Right in the astral energy. Since ancient times, Athes has been blessed by the god of stars. city is rich in starite deposits, which, when mined and polished, can become magical stones filled with energy. In addition to the basic elemental attributes of fire, wind, water, light, and lightning, some can also strengthen the physical fitness of the user or provide energy, and even be used in combat. Because of its multitude of functionalities, it has also promoted the prosperity and development of Athes. Avoid the abuse of astral energy and the improper use of it by slaves and the poor. Strict conditions have been set for the use of starite since antiquity. Even Astrio children can only buy their own starite after graduating from the basic starite course. For that, they can only use basic starite that are guaranteed to have stable energy and are passed down as family heirlooms. Currently, only House Goldolive's mine has the special tools needed to mine starite with stability. Because of this, a large portion of raw starite ore is sourced from the House of Goldov. Meanwhile, House Laurel is responsible for polishing and processing. So we kind of have somewhat of a backstory of the starite ores that we've been getting in treasure chests. I like this area. I almost kind of don't want to leave. For you, buddy. Like Purple Hawk. Nobody, you're just selling wares and heading, it looks like. Run around here. Somebody talk to? No. No talkie. I like the glowing, that's really nice. And popping of the fire. A lot of bedding everywhere here. Sure, you could probably go in the water. She says she's not a good swimmer, so it looks kind of shallow, but that's up. What are these people doing? Just hanging out? What do we have over here? So this is the other side of that tunnel. There's another tunnel here that goes into the water. Not terribly far. Again, ominous music playing. Alright, so looks like it's something that we could probably do soon. I kind of want to stick to the story beats, so I don't want to venture too far, just really exploring this area. Kind of giving you guys a tour, I guess. Was not an up, was there? Yeah, there was. Where is this at in relation to everything else? So this is near the conduit. Or sometimes I might refer it as a sundial, because this is what it kind of looks like at first glance. Anything around here that we can access? That looks like, since it's not glowing, can't enter, so alright, I think we've explored everything for the most part that we're able to do. So we might end episode 2 here, and then we'll continue on with what she wants to do. I'm assuming we're probably gonna have to go on a fetch quest of sorts, but I would appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.